Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Major Automation channel. Today I am going to discuss about the Cypress locators. This session plays a major role in the entire Cypress series because most of the test cases that we write in the Cypress by using this locators concept only. So in this session we will going to cover both theory and practical sessions so that you can answer the interview questions and you can write the test case accurately. So let's get started. So this is the agenda for today. So I made this session as very simple. What are the locators supported by Cypress and how to write locators and tools to make process easy. These are the concepts I am covering in this session. So let's begin. What locators are supported by Cypress? So Cypress only support the CSS selector, and Cypress does support the XPath as well, but we need to install the additional plugin which is a Cypress XPath. So this is an external plugin, so we need to install it in case if you wanted to use a XPaths, which is a selector which is faster in all the selectors. Like you can face this kind of question in mostly in Selenium, then you can answer id is the first, which will be an very faster when compared to all the locators, and then it comes to the CSS selector. CSS selector works faster when compared to the XPath, so you can answer XPath is less faster than the CSS selector. So let's begin. We'll start one by one, going tag with ID, tag with class, tag with attribute, tag class, attribute, and substrings matches. So we'll cover one by one here. So say a selector with a class. So class can be accessed by using a dot operator in front of the locator ID or value which we are going to provide. And the syntax of it is CSS selector is equal to tag dot class, or you can use directly dot class. So I can show you on a web page. So let me open Chrome browser, and this is the example page that I am taken for this session. So you can find using the select by element. So you can, once you identify any element, and you will see respective HTML tag here, and once you are into that tag of HTML DOM, you need to control F so that you will see this find by string. And here we are finding with an class, right? So you need to copy this class value, and class value starts from dot operator. You can post this, and here you can see the class is referenced by two different values, so you can use one of it. So I'm reviewing one of them, so you can use, you can see that it is identifying the email address on my web page with respect to the tag here, and I wanted to use the tag as well, tag value, which is an input. So by using that also you can find this locator. So this is one approach using a class. So we have a CSS selector with an ID as well. So ID you can use by using hash operator. Syntax will be tag hash ID, or you can use hash ID. So we'll again see this in the Chrome browser. So here you can see the same tag has an ID as well equal to email. So you can use this hash and you can directly put his, and it will still identify the locator. You can use the tag name as well, input, so it will identify that name. So few may ask, like, I don't want to do this approach, I wanted to make this process very simple, and I wanted to find the locators very fast. I don't want to spend on the manual activity. Then you have an perfect tool for it, which is Selector Hub. So I have already installed that Selector Hub. So in case if you wanted to install that Selector Hub, I will provide the installation process of that tool in the description section. You can find it. And once you install into this Chrome plugin, it will be a plugin for browser. Under this section, in the bottom section, you will find this more actions. Under that, you will find the Selector Hub. Right? Selector hubs look like this. Let me take this up. Yeah. Whenever you identify any locators on the web page, you will see respective tags, different tags here. So you can use either of them. You can use name, ID, relative XPath. So CSS selector. So CSS selector will be an hash ID. If it is hash ID is not available, it will take the name or a class. So you can use directly from here. So this is the one way that you can find the locators. And let me go back here. So next locator we have is an tag and attribute. So tag and attribute is the most important one, because sometimes you may not see ID or a class. Sometimes you may see a nested kind of div tags. So under that you need to identify the exact attribute or exact web element. Then you can use this approach. So syntax will be tag and attribute equal to attribute value. So this attribute can be anything: ID, name, class. You can use area tags as well. So you can provide the value in that. So we'll jump into back here, and for the manual process that you wanted to identify that, then you can use this approach. So input is my tag, and after that you wanted to identify attributes for it. So the attributes will be a type. You can use the type as a text, so you can directly use type here, type equal to text, right? So this is the approach you can find it. In case if it is an XPath, then XPath will be a different, where you wanted to use it any attribute, then you need to specify at the rate. So like here in the bottom you will see the selector hub, it is displaying that this is the relative XPath for this web element. And you can use any of the attribute here. In case if you wanted to use a name as well, you can use a name. So and don't need to specify any additional operator like at the rate. You can directly use it, name, and name will be email. So like this you can find the tag with attribute values. So this is the approach which is the most common, and you will use this approach more than 70% in the entire Cypress series. So we'll go to the PPT back. So next locator we have this a tag, class, and attribute. So this is also one of the good approach when you wanted to find, you have a duplicate elements which are frequently coming into the entire process of DOM structure. Then you wanted to make it filter, and you wanted to see one of one. Then you can use this approach. This approach comprising of tag plus class and attribute value. So in the tag we are additionally providing the class as well. With that class you are identifying again attribute and attribute value. So let me show you that as well. So here this is my input, and after my input I wanted to use my class here. So this is a class. So let me copy that class, and after input you need to put a dot operator again. A dot operator, if it is a multi reference class, then you need to use only one of them. And then after you can use open close square braces, and under that square braces you can provide attribute and attribute value. Here my attribute will be a name, name equal to email. So you can find this one of one. So this is a one way of finding the locators. And here in the selector sub you will find this, it will show you the always the best approach and the fastest approach you can use. In case if you wanted to customize it, you can directly customize it. So let's jump back here. So we have another concept called CSS selector with substrings. So CSS selector with substrings plays very important role in identifying the best locators when the locators are dynamically changing. So for example, you are identifying an ID. So what happened in the first instance, it was ID ABC1234. In the next instance, it was changing to ABC456. Then it is not in your control that you wanted to identify it at any cost. Then this type of difficulties can be overcome by using this approach, where you will have a separate symbols, or we can have special characters. By using them you can filter out the best accurate elements. So one such is an cap, which is an starting of the string, and we have a dollar which is saying that ending of the string, and we have a star symbol which can be anything between any of the attribute value. So you can see the syntax in the bottom. So you can apply on any of the selectors that we have discussed so far. You can use this approach. So let me show you one by one. So first we'll go with the starting, and then we'll go with the ending, then we will be seeing in between. So here if you see in the HTML DOM, under HTML DOM you have this input, and you can use this directly input here. So input again we need to find the class as well. So class is this dot class. I'm using a complex path so that you can easily understand how the complex path also works with this special characters. So here we have ID equal to email. So this it is identifying directly. So what happen if email contains 1 2 3 4 and next time it says 4 5 6, then it next time it says 1 1 7 8. So likewise it will keep on changing. Then in that situation you can use this cap symbol here, shift, you can use shift and 6, then you will see this cap symbol, and you can use the matching characters at least 2 or more, then it will identify. So whatever id starts with ema, it will identify that locator. And you have this dollar symbol as well. If you change this cap to dollar, then it will not find this because it is seeing for the ending with. So we are given the starting with which was previously used. So I can change it to AIL. So you will see this. So it is identifying the locator. So this is a one approach. And you wanted to identify in between characters. So in between, for in between you can use this star. Star, and in the email I can use MAI. I'm sorry, I'm using outside MAI. So it will identify the locators. So this is the three characters which is called as a wildcard characters. You can use it for any type of locators of this entire CSS selectors. This will help you to identify dynamically changing locators. So in this session we have covered almost everything in the selectors. So we will be having more selectors as well, but if I give you that concept here you will confused. We will be discussing when we are actually working on the designing test cases, then I will show that concept. So we have a document. So using that document, how can we retrieve the different IDs, XPaths, so values. So we will discuss that in the next session. And this is a selector hub. The selector hub tool provides you a good easy way to identify the locators. So you can identify any locators on the web page. You will see the selectors hub providing all possible locators here. You can scroll down. From here you will see many locators like JS path, tag name, and everything you can see, and you can find it very easily. You don't want to inspect this, you wanted to take control of all the locators which is displaying directly, then you can right click onto the any path, then you will see selector sub. Once you select a sub, mouse over it, you will see the copy relative XPath. So this is the easiest process, then no need to inspect it that again. So inspecting HTML DOMs provide you the complete control of entire DOM structure where you can customize your XPath so that that cannot be failed when you are running in different environments. I hope this information is useful for you. In case it is helpful, do provide a like and do share your questions, queries, comments in my comment section. I am likely to help you, and do share with your colleagues if the information is useful. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more updates. Thank you.